Welcome you all to the next session of computer graphics. Today also we will be dealing with certain problems, but as of now we will be dealing with the second case, that is we are going to draw line of slope m greater than 1. Let us go directly to the problem. If the question is generate all the points between the line and points 10, 10 and 18, 20 using Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. Again, you have to use this algorithm. 2 points are given to you and you have to plot the points in between. Let us check how you have to work. The first point is 10, 10. From this you will get the values of x1 and y1. Second point is 18, 20. From this you will get the values of x2 and y2. Then you have to find the values of delta x and delta y. Delta x is x2 minus x1 and delta y is y2 minus y1. The values are computed. Value of delta x is 8. Taking the modulus of 8, the final answer is 8 again. Value of delta y is computed as 10. Taking the modulus value, you will get the value again as 10. So both the values of delta x and delta y are computed. From this it is clear that delta y is greater than delta x. So this is a clear-cut case of slope m greater than 1. So you have to use the second algorithm, where Bresenham's line drawing algorithm works for slope m greater than 1. In this situation, since slope m is greater than 1, you have to find these constants, that is 2 delta x and 2 delta x minus 2 delta y. When the values of delta x is substituted over in this equation, you will get the value as 16. And when delta x and delta y values are substituted in this equation, you will get the value as minus 4. That means both these constants are computed. Values are 16 and minus 4. Then after that, using the equations for slope m greater than 1, you have to find the value of p0. And the value of p0 is equal to 2 delta x minus delta y, which is computed as 6. So you have already computed two constant values and the value of p0, which is the initial decision parameter. Once the calculation is over, as per the rule, we have to identify the case. That means we have to identify the plotting points. Let us identify it. Here, sign of delta x is positive and sign of delta y is also positive. But the case is m greater than 1. So write the three information. Delta x is positive, delta y is also positive, and it is a case of m greater than 1. As per the table rule, if m is greater than 1, y will always change irrespective of whether pk is positive or negative. But x will change only when pk is positive and x will not change if pk is negative. So let us find the values of x and y. If pk is positive, then since delta x is positive, x will increment. But it is a case greater than 1, m greater than 1 case. So when pk is negative, x will not change. So x will change only when pk is positive and x will not change if pk is negative. But what about y? In m greater than 1 case, y will always change irrespective of these two cases. So whether pk is positive or negative, y will change. How? Since delta y is positive, in both these cases y will increment. So the points are identified. When pk is negative, x and y will increment, and when pk is negative, only y increments, x remains same. What about the pk plus 1 values? As per the algorithm of m greater than 1, if pk is positive, then pk plus 1 is pk plus 2 delta x minus 2 delta y. And if pk is negative, then value of pk plus 1 is equal to pk plus 2 delta x. So everything is set. We can directly move on to the column section. Draw 5 columns: k, pk, xk plus 1, yk plus 1 and pk plus 1. This is next value of x, next value of y and next value of pk. Start the row with k equal to 0. When k is 0, pk becomes p0. We have already computed the value of p0 as 6. So in the first row, value of p0 is 6. Since pk is positive, what should we do? When pk is positive, x and y should increment. Since this is positive, both these incremented from the starting point 10, 10. Since the starting point was 10, 10, from 10 x incremented and from 10 y also incremented. Now compute the value of pk plus 1. How? If pk is positive, then this is the equation for finding pk plus 1. Using this equation, find the value of pk plus 1, which is 6 plus minus 4, and that is 2. It is written over here in the next row. When k is 1, pk is now 2. Again it is positive value, so both these will increment. Using the same equation. Why we are using the same equation? Because pk is positive. pk is positive, use this equation to find next value of pk. This time 2 plus minus 4 will give you minus 2. And in the third row or the third iteration, since the value of pk is negative, only y increments from 12 to 13, but x will not increment. X remains same as per the rule. And since pk is negative, next value of pk plus 1 will be computed using pk plus 2 delta x. Value of 2 delta x is 16. So pk plus 16, that is minus 2 plus 16, which is 14. So in the next row, again k, pk, xk, yk all will be written. So in this way, in each iteration, depending on the sign of pk, if it is positive, both x and y will be incremented, and this equation will be used to find the value of pk plus 1. And if pk is negative, only y increments, x remains same, and we will use this equation to find the value of pk plus 1. Continue this process delta y times, because we are working with algorithm m greater than 1. Value of delta y is 10. Since the value of delta y is 10, you have to repeat 10 times. That means the starting value of k was 0. So from 0 to 9, this is the last iteration. 0 to 9 means 10 times. So this is the last iteration, and since the working of the algorithm was correct, automatically value of x became 18 and value of y became 20. That is the last point, second last point of our line. Okay, so once all the points are computed using the algorithm, you can plot them by drawing a graph. Just as we did in the previous case, mark the column numbers or x values over here and mark the row numbers or the y values over here. And depending on each points, this is x and this is y. These are x values, these are y values. Depending on the points calculated, plot all the points you have obtained from the starting point to the ending point, and then shade them. In this way, you can plot all the pixels between these line endpoints. So from this, you know how to find points and plot for the lines with slope greater than 1 as well as for the lines with slope less than 1. Let us consider one more situation. Suppose the question is like this: generate points for the line segment 20, 18 and 10, 10. 20, 18 and 10, 10. Okay, follow me. Again, the first point and the second point are written. Depending on these values, delta x and delta y are computed. Since delta x is greater than delta y, it is a case of slope m less than 1. But what is the difference here? See, delta x is x2 minus x1, that is 10 minus 20. When you will do 10 minus 20, you will get answer as minus 10. And what about delta y? Delta y is y2 minus y1, that is 10 minus 18. 10 minus 18 is minus 8. So in both these situations you got negative values. But as per the rule, even if you are getting a negative values, you have to take the modulus value. So minus 10, modulus of minus 10 will become 10, modulus of minus 8 will become 8. So in this way, even if you are getting negative values, take the modulus. Don't forget to take the modulus. Always take the modulus and then check which of them is greater. Clear? Only after taking the modulus value, check which of these two values is greater. So after taking the modulus value, it is clearly understood that delta x is greater. And since delta x is greater, it is slope m less than 1 case. Okay, so the case is identified. Depending on this case, calculate the constants and P0. Okay, calculate these three values. Then identify the case. Now, to identify the case, we require this sign. To identify the case, we require this sign. Now, as per this, delta x is negative, delta y is negative. One more thing. I have already told you that you have to obtain the modulus value and take the positive values. Only these positive values should be used for computing constant values and P0s. Do not use the negative values for computations. Negative value is only taken for identifying the case. You have to only take this positive modulus, the value which is obtained after taking modulus. These positive values only should be taken for performing computations. Remember that point. And now we are going to identify the case. The case is delta x is negative, delta y is negative, and m is less than 1. So the case is delta x negative, delta y negative, and m is less than 1. Since m is less than 1, x will always undergo a change irrespective of whether pk is positive or negative. But y will change only when pk is positive. Y will not change when pk is negative. So this is the rule. Let us find the plotting points. When pk is positive, delta x is negative, that means x should decrement. Delta x is negative, so x should decrement. And since it m less than 1 case, x will decrement in both the cases. Delta x is negative, and since it is a m less than 1 case, x will decrement in both the situations. What about y? Delta y is negative. This is delta y. And delta y is negative, so y will decrement only when pk is positive. And when pk is negative, y will remain same. So we have identified the plotting points. When pk positive, both will decrement, and when pk is negative, only x will decrement, y will not decrement. And depending on the equation for m less than 1, correspondingly pk plus 1 values are computed. So after specifying all these things, let us draw the columns. K starts from 0. Pk means P0. Value of P0 is 6. So 6 is written. Since pk is positive, what should we do? When pk is positive, both of them should decrement. So this was the starting point. 2018 is the starting point. So from this starting point, since pk is positive, x and y both should decrement. So from 20, x decrement to 19, and from 18, y decremented to 17. So both of them decremented. And since this is positive, appropriately pk plus 1 value is computed and written here. Again it is positive, so this will decrement, this will also decrement. Again pk plus 1 is computed, substituted here. This time pk is negative. Since it is negative, only x decrements, y remains same. And since it is negative, again this equation is used to find pk plus 1. And this process continues. This process continues until all the values are computed, and since it is m less than 1 case, you have to repeat the process delta x times, and at that time you will automatically reach the last point x2 y2. Then, as explained earlier, x values are plotted along this axis and y values are plotted along this axis. And after plotting the points, depending on what points you have obtained, mark each of these points on the graph. Clear? So this is how Bresenham's line drawing algorithm can be used to plot the points on a screen. Thank you.